Hey guys, Jeremy here, and I don't know what kind of a coffee enthusiast you are, but if you are roasting your own beans or you're concerned about the beans that you just purchased, you might want to take a look at the CoffMeter A1 Bean Analyzer. Now, they did send this to me at no charge for this review, and I think that this is just an absolute gem. It's something that needs to be included in every coffee enthusiast tool chest. So, what this is going to do is check the roast of your bean just to either confirm or to let you know if you're roasting your own where you're at, okay? So this is going to be the Coffee Bean Analyzer. It does have a touch screen on it. It is rechargeable. Now on the inside, if you want to come up close here, on the inside, it looks like there's a mirror in there. And so what it's using that mirror for is to really analyze the roast and then give you a specific to that roast, whether it's a city roast, an Italian roast, a French roast, a dark roast, a light roast, you know, whatever it is, within 30 seconds, this is going to tell you what that roast is. You also get this little piece right here, which this is going to be your calibrator. So you're going to set your CoffMeter on here, then you're going to hit calibrate, and then it's going to zero itself out so that you're going to be able to analyze the next bean. This here is going to be our bean tray, and you can use both sides of it. The deeper dish here is going to be used for your whole beans, and the shallow dish here is going to be used for your ground beans. And what you're going to do is you're going to put your beans in there, then you take your analyzer and you're going to put it on there. Then you're going to click the button to test, and then on the screen it's going to give you a big readout of where it ranks on the roast. Then you've also got a brush to clean everything, and you've got a charging cable to keep your analyzer charged up. So you can also download an app and run everything through an app. Now, I'm not going to be doing the app today because I just want to show you how to use this. I'll do another video in the future using the app. So what I want to do for you today is show you some different roasts of whole beans that I use to make my espresso. We're also going to use a pre-ground dark roast espresso, and then we're finally going to use what my wife drinks, okay, and just show you where that ranks on the roast, okay? So the first thing that we want to do is make sure that our analyzer is charged up, and then we've got our power button right here, and we're just going to long press it to power it on. And then the next thing we're going to do is put it on our calibrator, and then we're going to calibrate. So if you can look here, the first thing you want to do is click your menu, and then you want to hit your calibration and calibrate. And we're good to go. So the first thing that we're going to look at here is my daily bean. So my daily bean is called the Black Cat Espresso, and they call this a light to medium roast, okay? So we're gonna see what our analyzer calls it. We're just gonna take a scoop of beans, we're gonna drop it right here in the dish, then we're gonna put our analyzer right here on top, and we're gonna click our test button, and we're gonna click our test button. And it's calling it a full city roast, 45.7. Now, there's a thing here, of history. So if we go into our history, we can see that this is saying a full city roast. And then if I go back to my first one, it's calling it a city roast. So 57.5 versus a 45.7. So same bean got two different readings. And I think the reason is because I got more beans here to analyze. And so it's getting a better picture. We're going to go ahead and we are going to go into our menu. We're going to calibrate that again and prepare our next bean. The second bean we're going to test is called an Ethiopia bean, and you can see the roast right down here. It's a little bit over a medium roast. Not sure how it's going to turn out on the analyzer. We're going to exit out of this. We're going to put it on top, and we're going to and it's calling it a French roast. So I think that's pretty close to what the bag says. All right, so the next bean that we're gonna check here is called Cameron's. This is another dark roast bean. Boom, calling it an Italian roast. So if you notice, the lower the number, the darker the roast. The lower number, the darker the roast. All right, now we're gonna go with a very classic ground bean here. This is Illy's Espresso. And they're calling that a city roast as well. And that's what we get from the big box store, is a 31.2 French roast. So what we're doing here is analyzing the moisture that is within the bean or within the ground. And as we cook that bean longer or roast that bean longer, we roast the water or the moisture content out of it, and then we get a lower density number, which gives it a higher, darker roast. So again, this is going to be for the coffee enthusiast, the one who's roasting their own beans. Maybe it's going to be for somebody who is a shop owner and you're roasting your beans rather than purchasing beans and bringing them in. I think getting some green beans, roasting your own beans is definitely the way to go. And using a coffee analyzer is going to help you dial your roast in to the perfect cup so that you're pleased every time you fix yourself a cup of coffee. So the CoffMeter A1 coffee analyzer, definitely something that needs to be added to your coffee toolbox.